Hello the channel, welcome back everyone, hope everyone's well. A wee bit of a different start to the video tonight. As you'll see behind me, I've got something a bit special lined up for the wall. So I'm going to do a wee video and show that more fully, but basically it's my very first collection on Sorare of Celtic, back at the point where I was collecting Sorare cards and there weren't even collections at that point, so it cost me a good couple £100 each for some of those limited cards, and obviously they will be staying with me. I'm not happy with it yet because I just need to sort out the hanger and stuff, but I've got the signed jersey from that season as well. Thanks very much to the guys at Titan Print Studio who have sorted this out for me, so it's completely customised, get some really cool wee features as well, and I'll do a quick video at some point once I'm happy with it and you can see the full display. This is my own personal pack opening, so in true fashion, the cards come out and everything, and these are my shinies, as you used to call them. So we're going to do the pack opening live to see who we got. I've no idea who are the special editions in here. It looks like we put in some spares as well. So these are the spare ones. I did think that might be the case. The guys there obviously know me well. So these are spare ones in case I want to swap them out. So I've got Johnny Kenny, so that's shirt number. Christopher Julian, just a shirt number. Alban Ajeti, who doesn't play for Celtic anymore. Dane Murray, volleyball and goalie. And my shinies, or my special editions, are Jota, you can see it's all shiny, and the main man, Kyogo! So obviously the guys have been following me because they're my special editions for up behind me, and see we've got a couple of other special ones here which have been thrown in as extras, so they're definitely trolling me now. Kylian Mbappe, Big Douglas Santos. Love Big Douglas Santos. What a guy. And look at this as well. What an absolute banger. I don't think I'm going to be able to put this in the actual frame, but look at this guy. Look. Cezinha. Sorry you can't really see that because of the lights, because I've got my full light on, but look at that. That's an absolute banger as well. So that is amazing, honestly. That is so good. And I know obviously there's been loads of chatter about Sorare and all that type of stuff, and you know I like sort of collecting, etc., and these wee sort of things, like, obviously are, like, I just love stuff like that, and I wanted something. You see I've got Kyogo up behind me in the wall as well, so I wanted something sort of special going forward to keep as well. So if anyone's interested in something similar to that for their own collection, etc., for their own club, then hit up the guys at Titan Print Studio. Honestly, absolutely brilliant, top quality stuff, and I'll do a wee tour of it once I've got my Kyogo, or my Furuhashi as I call them, in there, and also once I've got my hanger sorted out as well, so you can see the signatures a bit better. Anyways, now we're going to go into the midweek video. Big Champions League stuff coming up, and we've got the full preview, including the Celtic lineup. Here we are, back on Sorare for the midweek. But it's only been about 30 seconds since I've actually recorded that other part of the video, and I've just lost my mind already. Like, it's just transitioning. Anyways, I want to have a quick look at what's been happening the weekend. That was quite poetic there. I managed to open the Kylian Mbappe, etc. But we had a really good weekend on Sorare. So 36 boxes, which is phenomenal, really good, obviously, and some really good results. So a second in under 23 super rare, which still yet to be confirmed, but says projected second and nobody can beat me. Third in contender, that late goal from Hearts was a real killer. It could have been like an outrageous weekend, but still really happy. So double podium, and also I was third in La Liga Division 2 and got up to the wee bit as well, but really nice to get some money back from the Real Madrid cards. Instead, obviously, got big Kylian Mbappe now to play about with in terms of cards. You're not going in the Celtic collection though, pal. Maybe they'll actually do me a turn and I'll end up with a Real Madrid collection behind me. I don't know. And also sixth in the same division in contender as well. So really cannot complain about that at all. Anyways, on to the preview, and we'll do the rewards opening and everything, obviously, tomorrow. So on to Champions League midweek. Champions League, Europa Conference, all that type of stuff. Love the big nights. Unfortunately, I never managed to get a ticket to go and see Celtic this week. Be a bit disappointed about that. I was at the Leipzig game, and that was absolutely mad. Absolutely crazy. What a great night. So I'm a bit gutted that I'm not making it, but there we go. So it's like tickets are like gold dust for nights like this. So anyways, preview, Barcelona against Brest, 2.99 XG and 56% clean sheet percentage. Seen a really good joke earlier, so I'm going to share it. It's a terrible joke probably, but I seen that Yamal is out against Brest, and somebody put something up saying, well, that's alright because he's too young to touch them anyway. There we go. Also a Brest man. But anyway, that's another point altogether. Let's not get into that set of stuff. Is it a family show? I don't know. Probably not. Not for kids. So Barcelona against Brest. Bayer Leverkusen against Salzburg. Salzburg are horrific at the moment. I mean, honestly, I remember one point where obviously guys like Haaland, etc., but Szoboszlai, Adeyemi, whatever, they're mid-table at the moment, so bad. So you'd expect Leverkusen will beat them, but they still do have some good players and stuff. It's just really not a golden generation. So I'm not surprised to see Leverkusen up there. AC Milan against Slovan Bratislava. Slovan have been a bit of the whipping boys of the competition. Never really recovered after that night Parkhead where we gubbed them. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Man City against Feyenoord. Man City have not beaten anybody in 5 games, I don't think. So pretty interesting. Athletic Club against Elfsborg is not the Champions League. Obviously, that's one of our competitions. We've got Manchester United is against Bodo Glimt as well. So pretty interesting. I'd imagine by a wee bit of rotation and everything there. Angerin coming in, so it's going to be hard to call. Is he just going to go strong or whatever in that one? What else have we got here? Fiorentina against Paphos. Paphos sounds great, isn't it? It's like where you want to go on holiday, not where you're fit back. We played Atalanta against Young Boys, so Atalanta, that shows you how good a result Celtic got against Atalanta. Honestly, 0-0 draw. I mean, they've scored goals against everybody out with that. Chelsea against Heidenheim, that's away in Germany, so probably a bit more difficult than the 8-0 bashing of Noah. Bayern Munich against Paris Saint-Germain will be a really good game. PSV against Shakhtar will be an interesting one. Where are Celtic? Yeah, way down, 1.62 XG and 31% clean sheet percentage. So that's interesting. I mean, obviously, doesn't look like a brilliant fixture on paper. We'll come back to talk about Celtic and Bruges in a wee minute. So, what else that stands out here? I thought that actually Dortmund against Dynamo Zagreb would be higher up. I mean, Dynamo Zagreb have actually started doing a bit better, but yeah, Dortmund, if they're in the mood, I mean, scored 7 against Celtic, scored 4 against Freiburg at the weekend as well. So I think those are the main games of interest. We'll come on to the Celtic prediction as well on Predictor 5. So the previous spreadsheet was from Miguel at Sorare Probabilities. We'll maybe come back to that as we're doing a wee bit of lineup building. And then this is Predictor 5 where I do all of the Celtic predictions. Let's have a look firstly at Club Bruges. So Mignolet, Michele and Joe Ordonez. I think he was playing for his international country as well. I think Colombian he is. Should know that because I got his card. Jokin says a good player. Surprised CK's not done as much there, but says a good young player as well. Maxime Kuiper's an excellent player. Onyedika, Vanaken and Jashari. Pretty good midfield. It's going to be a really good game this. Tizolis, Skov Olsen. I think maybe Club Bruges maybe be able to get Celtic down that side, Skov Olsen against maybe Greg Taylor or whatever should come back to in Vermaat or Jutklap front. But a really good team won 7-0 at the weekend. I mean, that's just a brilliant result, obviously. So from that point of view, sorry, I'm just sorting something out my computer there. I don't know if that actually comes up on the screen. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. So anyway, on to Celtic. Nearly an absolutely outrageous Sorare smash up. I was actually having a few beers for the game. After the first half, I was I wasn't really looking at the Sorare scores, and I just thought, well, it's 0-0. It's not a dominant SO5 performance or whatever. And then Celtic obviously scored 4 goals in the second half. Conceded, but it was a really good goal from outside box. Well, not conceding many from open play at the moment, but Club Brugge obviously in good form. So Kasper Schmeichel in goals goes without saying. Greg Taylor and Valley. I mean, Greg Taylor wasn't great against Hearts. He seems to have really won that place, but Valley did play the 6-0 win against Aberdeen in the Cup, which again was a cup game, but it was still a huge game for Celtic, big showpiece game. So, Valley and Taylor, I think, will start to rotate maybe a wee bit more. Austin Trusty, I think, has won that place. I mean, him and Carter Vickers look really good together. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Like, Scales has lost his place. Will Scales play games? Yes. Is he first choice? I don't think he is. Nope. So, I'll come back to, obviously, Ross County and everything in the next video. Just want to show you something in terms of what I put in the comments here. So this is the kind of information you get Predictify, just in terms of what I think. So, Celtic do have Ross County at the weekend, and then next Wednesday is against Aberdeen. So this is all the stuff you've got to actually take into account when you're doing your sort of predictions. But I do think that this will be a really strong lineup. I think we'll go for like basically the full lineup. Because still got to be careful, because obviously Austin Trusty went away and played with, I was away with America. Alistair Johnson played 2 games with Canada in the Nations, or the Canadian equivalent of the Nations League, or whatever you call it over there. I think it's Nations League actually. So I've got my 95%. Like, I don't see any scenario where he doesn't start this game, but there will be minutes managed soon. Midfield, McGregor, Hatate, Engels. I mean, there's a lot of people sort of calling Celtic fans wise for Bernardo to play. Engels does put in a shift. He's not really putting in top SO5 scores or anything at the moment, and he is still a bit rough around the edges. But he's only just turned 21. People are obviously comparing him with Matt O'Reilly because he was essentially signed to be Matt O'Reilly's replacement, but Matt O'Reilly's like 2 years older than him, so that type of stuff does matter. Players still develop a lot at that age, and I think in this game, I think that Brendan Rodgers will want the sort of legs that he brings in there. Bernardo is a really good player, but he's not the same type of player as Engels, and Engels can do more of the box-to-box stuff. Up front, we've got Maeda. Nicholas Kuhn has been outrageous. Like, what a season the guy's having. He just looked so good, honestly. I don't see him going anywhere in January. I just don't think Celtic would want to part with anybody really in January, if I'm honest, from this team. But, there could be some big bids coming next summer for him, especially if he keeps up this form. He has been unbelievable, honestly. Like, he's just such a good player. And I've got Furuhashi up there at 70%. I know he did come on and scored 2 goals, but Champions League wise, I think Furuhashi will start at home, and then we'll see some rotation against Ross County. Maybe Ida starting against Ross County, and you might even get like Yang or whatever starting on the wing, and maybe Palma, I don't know. Bernardo probably a game against Ross County, maybe even Luke McCowan, etc. McGregor's just had a rest, so he hasn't actually played any international week games or anything. Nicholas Kuhn hasn't either, but there will be some rotations coming up because Celtic have got a real heavy schedule incoming as well. So that takes me on to building some lineups. Normally by this point the video starting to run out of steam. I'm going to have to piece these videos together and everything as well. You don't see all the stuff that goes on in the background, but what have we got on obviously for midweek? So we've got European champions in season. We have the in-season specialist as well. So there's 2 in-season competitions ongoing. And then we've got the under-23s and everything, plus All-Star opened as well. So I'm going to have a look back at the spreadsheet and see how things are lining up for players. This is one of the really good things I really like about the Gal spreadsheet as well. When I click the right buttons, etc., it will bring all the information up. So basically this pulls down all the players for your own gallery. I do quite like the convenience of this, so now everything's appeared on screen, fixed the settings. So one wee change I've made here, I've started changing the goalkeeper setting to clean sheet percentage, just so that it's like an immediately apparent, like, which goalkeepers have got the best clean sheet percentage. So this is now descending rather than just put it on projected scores. Projected scores obviously take into account AAA, etc., but you do find a lot of goalkeepers end up there who have like low clean sheet probabilities, which aren't always the best fixtures. Obviously, pick goalkeeper. So we've got Agari Zabala there, who's playing for obviously Athletic Club. Lucas Radecki. Does that guy ever keep clean sheets? I mean, honestly, like I just can't remember him ever keeping a clean sheet. Rodrigo Ray is just an absolute, like, what a star he is, honestly. Well, Sorare terms. Star will be stars and all that. Philip Jorgensen, pretty decent chance away at Heidenheim. Chelsea don't keep many clean sheets, but it's a Chelsea B, if that makes sense. Robert Sanchez on there now because obviously won him as well. Anybody else standing out? Angus Gunn's back, so 40% clean sheet percentage, not too bad there at all. Maxime Delange will play for Cercle Bruges, I think. Looks like Hoyos has won the gig at Yule's Old Boys. Defence wise, so obviously the sheet's taken into account the fact that Milan have got a good fixture against Bratislava. Schlotterbeck at home, good fixture for Dortmund. Obviously, I think you'll get a good amount of AA against Zagreb, so that makes sense. Guy's just such a good scorer anyway. Got Alistair Johnson. Optimistic. Find that quite interesting, the sheet thinks that he'll get some joy against Bruges. Really interesting. I mean, Dennis does tend to put in a good amount of AA, so if he gets a goal or assist, that makes a lot of sense. So, again, the sheet thinks it's a good fixture for Celtic defenders, and Celtic do pretty well defensively in terms of AA, etc. Carter Vickers a wee bit lower down, but he's just come back from injury, so it's taken into account last 15s and all that type of stuff there as well. Tete is an interesting one. You can get some cheap cards of him. So Tete and Facundo Palestra looks like they've got a pretty good fixture. 81% home win percentage, 2.45 XG. Musiala, as always, this guy's just such a good player. Jamie McGrath, Aberdeen are playing away at Hibs, so that'll obviously, contenders not open, so only one game, so that'll fall into All-Star if people have got Aberdeen cards, etc. there as well. Cal McGregor, good to see him up there. That'll be interesting, won't it? Cal McGregor against the Lord Vanaken, etc. Let's see how good Vanaken is. Let's see how good Vanaken is when he comes to Parkhead. Parkhead is for us, and for everyone else, it's hell. That's what Brendan Rodgers says. Florian Wirtz, so yeah, really great fixture for him, obviously. I'll need to decide where I'm going to play him. Under 23s, maybe a wee bit underwhelming being a full classic mode, as a Champions League classic mode, and as Champions League players that are in there. So, I don't have an in-season Wirtz, but it could sort of mix them in with some in-season cards there as well. So we'll see what we'll do strategy-wise there. Griezmann, again, 94 projection. Coming back on a bit of form now as well. Liking Brian Gill at the moment. I think really good signing for Girona. Nicholas Kuhn we mentioned earlier. Yamal's injured still at the moment, so he's not going to make his assignment with Brest. Ben Doak, by the way, Ben Doak looks really, really good. I picked up his cards before the Scotland games. I do think he's going to be a superstar. So it was nice to pick up one of those Liverpool cards for 30 quid. And I still think, everybody bemoans the values and all that sort of stuff and so rare, but, as a guy who's 19 or whatever, 30 quid for a rare's pretty good. Even if it's not for cash comps or whatever, he doesn't have really in-season cards at the moment anyway. So in terms of what we're going to do, I'm not doing a lot of lineup building here. I know people quite like the lineup building. I just don't really have huge amount of enthusiasm for it midweek. I don't know why. It's just got loads of different lineups to build, but just one of those things. So I think I'm going to just show you what I would do for Celtic. So if you're picking Celtic players, so go with the highest XP you can. So Kasper Schmeichel. The sheet seems to like Alistair Johnson, and I think he's the most likely of the defenders to get a goal or an assist. So given he's doing a lot of AA, I think that's pretty accurate. Midfield's a big decision. I mean, obviously, McGregor's been really consistent. Engels been a bit more hit or miss, so I think people will probably go for McGregor. He's been getting goals this season as well, getting forward a bit more, and obviously from Engels' point of view, he kind of allows him to do that. I'll be playing Gyökeres in the rare version anyway, in-season card. Arsenal are good, obviously, but Gyökeres, he scored a good few against Man City. Up front, it'll be Nicholas Kuhn. So I think there's really much other choice there. It's an interesting one against Bruges. I don't know whether double defence is the real way to play. But you could go Trusty, you could go Carter Vickers. When you look at Vermont and Dukla up there, I think that Vickers and Trusty will still win a fair amount of duels. So I would do something like that. As always, sort of right hand side, I think Nicholas Kuhn, Johnson, sort of captain. If you're going to go with double defence, probably as well captain and like Johnson. But then you could also maybe go with a more attack minded player and captain Nicholas Kuhn as well. I'm not really doing much more by way of lineup building now. If it's part of the video and you find that a bit disappointing, then let me know. I think this build video serves as a bit of a sort of preview and an overview. And if you want to see more lineups, then let me know. I need to get a bit more organised with them because I feel as if I'm doing them a little bit more last minute at the moment. But it's also because there's so many games on, right? So you've got to see what happens who's injured. Like Vinicius Junior's injured again. I just had a wee look at my cards as well, and look, the guys have even printed the back of the card. Look, the stats. That's such a cool touch. That honestly, I'm really happy with them. I might get a couple more of those wee cards from Titan Print Studio as well. Thanks very much to the guys there for all their help in getting this special thing behind me on the wall. So I'll do a specific wee video when I'm happy with it, just to sort of showcase it and see how it works, etc. And you can have a better look at it. But for the moment, that's just my wee memento of a lot of this at time on Sorare. So yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting. Like, a lot of people are chatting about, this needs to be better, and obviously a lot of the stuff surrounds classic and maybe not so much collections, but classic and how that's going to operate and everything going forward. But I'm really pleased with it. It cost me obviously a good couple of £100. There are lower end products that you can get as well, but obviously I wanted to make that look really special. And no matter what happens, I don't see me selling those sort of first season Celtic cards that I got. I really do like them as well. Obviously the sort of green, white, and gold. I think it works pretty well. And green, white, and sort of gold is the sort of Celtic sort of general sort of colouring as well. So it's just always been quite sort of special. Anyway, I'm just rambling on about my own collection now. I know I haven't done much by way of lineup building, but I think I've obviously shown you what the best fixtures are and best players to pick. If you need any help with who you want to select or whatever, by all means come into the comments. If you've liked the video, please do like and subscribe, because that's much appreciated as well. We're coming up to 2,000 subscribers, which is bonkers. Hundreds of videos now. I never thought I'd actually see the day that I'd still be here after 250 videos. So thanks again for watching. In typical fashion, we will end. If you're playing midweek, good luck and go fuck.